All right, boys and girls, welcome to Jets Talk. My name is Ryan, and I'll be your pilot tonight. Boys and girls, I'm brought to you by myself. Boys and girls, it's been a long summer. I'm looking forward to getting into this. We got training camp starting up this week. I'm excited. I'm amped up. Getting some contracts done. We talked obviously about the Sauce and Garrett contracts last week. I'm going to go over some of that. I want to talk about some storylines heading into the beginning part of training camp here. Now, the players report tomorrow, 3 p.m., and then first practices are going to be Wednesday. I believe 8:30 is when they start rolling out, is kind of what we're looking at here. So I'm excited to talk to you guys in the chat. Excited to talk to you guys. Maybe I'll do phone calls. I don't know if I'll do phone calls. We'll see. Going to do this for about an hour. And then tomorrow we're coming back with our Talkin' Jets stream, podcast, whatever you want to call it. Talkin' Jets show over on the Talkin' Jets channel. Myself, O'Leary, and Green Bean, 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, chopping it up. Good to get the boys back together again. Boys and girls, if you have not seen already, look at this. Bam! Talkin' Jets ticket group buy. Ticket to Jets Steelers. Entry into the jersey giveaway. You get food and drink courtesy of Tailgate Joe at his tailgate, and then on-field access after the game. We are all sorts of excited. This is like our third year officially doing a ticket group buy, and third time going on the field. We've been on the field pregame, been on the field at halftime. Now we're getting to go down on the field at after the game. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. See you guys amped up. Flight boys, take a flight. I like it. Zachary Burner says, congrats, JJ and Titman, for having a baby. I didn't know they could do that together. That's interesting. No, I'm kidding. Congratulations, boys. Did not realize they had it. But if you're asking me, I would say Mr. Joe Titman gave her more than just the tip, man. Oh, I'm sure that joke's been made 100 times. But congratulations nonetheless, JJ and Titman. Brian, what's good, dude? Nice to see you in the chat. Johnny boy, my name is Jeff. Is it Jeff? I don't know if it's Jeff. Looks like Johnny. Peter, hey Ryan. Time to ramp up and get amped up. Dude, I'm excited. After this show, I'm actually going to sit behind the editor for a little bit and try to redo my intro because I realized as I'm about to start streaming, I have all the people in it from last year. I still got Douglas and Salah and Rogers and all the... Yeah, I didn't get around to it. That's okay. Judge me. I get busy. Brian says hi to Jeff. Jay Nasty, what's up, buddy? I hope your day is going well. It is going well. Enjoying it. Had a nice little day. Got home from work, set up the bounce house outside. The girls were playing on the bounce house. They were having all sorts of fun. It was a good time. Tony, love these contracts. Front-loaded guarantees. Yes, 100%. Very much happy with the contracts for both Sauce and Garrett. I think they were structurally sound as well. Johnny boy, it's from a movie. Is that like, hello, my name is Jeff? What movie is that? Why am I 21 Jump Street? Is that what that is? 22 Jump Street? I think it's one of those. What's up, Wild Wave? Wimmy! Boys, let's go Jets. There it is again. My name is Jeff. Calling tonight. Got to fix that for sure. Yeah, you know what? We'll do the last 15 minutes. We'll do like the 9:15 to 9:30. Or maybe we'll see. After 9:30, we'll call it. We'll see. Duncan, anyone going to the 8-2 practice? So I can't actually go to the practices. Not the first, 4 that we're doing. We're going to be doing a training camp ticket giveaway for one of the days. I think it's the 31st. Courtesy of someone who I don't have my phone on me right now. I want to say, was it Jimmy V? I don't know. Matt got tickets through someone. So we're going to give them away on Talkin' Jets show. But yeah, I can't go to the first few. Got some stuff to do. Johnny boy, yup. Did we just become best friends? Wild Wave, Johnny boy, I need tickets for 8-2. Johnny boy's trying to get tickets. Duncan. Good to have you guys in here. If you guys want to hang out, we're going to be doing our ticket group buy. Got a few tickets left for that. And then we also got Bayzara. If you guys don't know about that, we're going to be doing a live show over at the Bayzara Music Festival. Very, very excited. Going to have some bands playing. Got a whole bunch of, it looks like food trucks and all sorts of like crazy cool stuff right on the beach in Keansburg. Should be a really, really good time. We are pumped to do it. Rich will have enough energy for all of us that can't go to camp. And is there a show tomorrow? Yeah, there's going to be we'll have a Talking Jets show tomorrow for sure. 100%. What are these new icons? I only just started learning these. You talk about the crown and stuff. I guess it's people talking in the chat. I like it. It's fun. Enjoy it. Very boring off-season is a huge positive. Building it right. Yeah, no, it's nice to not have the chaos. I know, don't get me wrong. Loved the ability to make content and the excitement from the Aaron Rodgers stuff, but definitely excited for a more low-key off-season. Set expectations a little lower. I'm okay with that. Question, Ryan. Thoughts on special teams room? Any concerns? Obviously, 𝐼𝐸 tore his ACL. He's starting off on the PUP list along with Jermaine Johnson. Jermaine obviously had the Achilles week 2 last year. It sounds like Jermaine should be a go for the start of week 1. I don't know if he's going to do anything at all in training camp. We might see him active like towards the end of the month or so of August. Now, 𝐼𝐸, on the other hand, torn ACL, he tore that, I think it was week 14. So he's going to be back closer to maybe mid-season, give or take, depending on how that recovery goes. As far as special teams like punter, kicker, I'll be honest, I don't care that much. Not this year, at least. Now, obviously, if we start winning games and losing games because of like very near misses on field goals, then I'll probably change my tune on that. But as of right now, I'm more invested in how this offense looks, how the defense rebounds, how this coaching staff handles all the players, what this team ultimately looks like. I'm not really expecting like a playoff run, so I guess special teams sort of feels a little bit less important. That's probably not something I should say as someone who's a fan of the team and wants to see them win, but I don't know. I don't care. I'm excited to just sort of see it. There is one punter that is his dad works for the company I work for, so it'd be pretty cool to see him get it. Peter, hear that? It's so quiet. No nonsense or holdout or offset language because everyone is signed and ready. Yes, long time coming. Wild Wave, love how Woody is still interacting with the GM. Still interacting with the GM. He's like he didn't learn anything from the previous regime. Is he still acting like the GM? Is that like has things come out and he's been saying stuff? I haven't paid attention to Woody, so I could have missed something in there. It's going to be the first time you three are now together since Garrett Wilson, Sauce signed the deals with details. Came out for both, just for your information. I'll get both those contracts pulled up for tomorrow's stream. I did not think to do that prior to this. I had their contracts as like where they are ranked, but for some reason I didn't actually put down the contract structure. So I'll take a look at that. Jets can retain both Simpson and AVT. I think Quincy is done. Done meaning you think Quincy's probably done in New York, I think is what you're saying. Yeah, Simpson and AVT, both I would like to see retained. AVT might be a little bit trickier because of the injury history. Simpson, I feel like if he starts off hot, then like just sign him, give him the contract and move on. But yeah, I like both those guys coming back. Ryan's thinking Super Bowl. Not quite. Not quite. What's up, Ryan? Hope you're doing well, man. It was a what's up, Ryan, to you, Jets Ward, but I'll take it all the same. How worried are you about the linebacker room after Quincy and Sherwood? It's a pretty weak group. Again, not super concerned. It's definitely weak outside of those two guys. So one of them goes down, you're going to be in a world of hurt. Again, I'm not super concerned about the defensive side of the ball right now. I think I'm more concerned about, like, does Jermaine Johnson come back healthy? How does the secondary rebound? What do these safeties look like? It's like hard for me to put too much emphasis on one particular thing, but I don't know. Did you hear about the Shamar Stewart contract holdup? Is if Stewart goes to jail, it's still guaranteed, which I find crazy. I think that's all rookie contracts, is it not? Or maybe I'm wrong on that. I thought there was supposed to be like rookie contracts fully guaranteed, and then it's like those secondary contracts. You know, like if Sauce or Garrett were to get like arrested or something or go to jail, they could opt out of like those deals. Maybe I'm wrong, but I do know Shamar Stewart's hang up was because of that. It's a weird thing to be hung up on because you would think you'd just be like, yeah, I'm just not going to get arrested. But at the same time, this is like, there's a good shot. The money he makes on this contract is the only like major contract that he has. It's not, a lot of guys don't get second deals. So I understand some sticking points. So I guess you're protecting yourself in case of like a worst case scenario situation. I don't know. It's definitely a little weird, a little wacky. But yeah, I did hear about that. Could it be 𝐀𝐄 time soon though? Yeah, it'd be nice to see some of the, it's the rookie, right? What round did we get him? Sixth round? Fifth round? I'll be keeping an eye on the rookies throughout training camp and preseason. That's something I'm keeping an eye on. I still think it's a 2-year rebuild, retool, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's why I'm not terribly concerned this year. And honestly, one of the best ways to lose games accidentally is to have a bad special team. So if you have like a kicker that's just going to miss kicks occasionally, you're leaving points off the board. Obviously, we saw it last year when we thought we had a good kicker, but it loses you a lot of games. So if you're rebuilding and you don't necessarily want to like definitely win or spend a lot of money on it, it's kind of okay. Wimmy, any updates on Jets rookie camp? Who looked good and who didn't? I have no knowledge of Jets rookie camp on like the insights of anything. I obviously know like a little bit here and there from like the reporting we've seen, but like I have not seen anything great in there. Zachary gets voided. Talking about rookie deals? Is that true? J-Boy, what's good, dude? The Bengals owner said he doesn't want to pay a player for going to jail. Yeah. Yeah, sure. I get it. Don't want to go to jail. I don't know if that's the only stipulation, though. Like, I think there's some squirrely things that teams have done to get out of contracts. But I don't know if, like, you know, getting arrested for something and then the charges get dropped, does that like impact things? Is it negatively on the team? I don't really know how that works. What's up, Jacob? Jacob's comment to Bezara and to the Talking Jets group buy. Love it. Excited to see you. Andrew Ryan's thoughts on JJ's return from the Achilles. Ooh, okay. So Andrew, that's going to be a good jumping off point here. So let's go over to some of the topics. I had the sauce one pulled up, but we'll kind of skip that one for now. We'll circle back around to it. Jermaine Johnson and his recovery. I am so excited for Jermaine Johnson. This is like one of the guys I was most in line with the Jets drafting. I would have taken him at number 4 had Sauce not been there in his draft. So watching him start to blossom into a beautiful butterfly of an edge rusher is something that I'm very much looking forward to over these next few years, because obviously the first 2 years looked really good. Last year, things went off the rails with the Achilles week 2. Heartbreaking to see, but this guy looks like he's like ready to go. Now, I don't know if you guys saw the workout videos, but look at this. Now, I think they clocked him at 19 miles an hour, which for like a pretty big dude, 19 miles an hour is pretty friggin' fast. And he looks pretty explosive. Like, it doesn't look like he's slow. This is no Aaron Rodgers hobbling around on Achilles. This is Jermaine popping up. Look at that. Instant push. Doesn't feel like he's gingerly, testing that. So I like it. I like this. Ooh, and if you look in the background there, the Jets kept the awning overhead. I just noticed that of the for where the fans sit in training camp. It's nice. We used to have the old blank bleachers. But yeah, guys, I am very, very excited for Jermaine Johnson. This is something that, like, if there's a guy that's going to come back from an Achilles injury, it's the guy that's had to fight and scrap his way, through JUCO and, everything up through the collegiate ranks and everything. I'm a big fan of JJ. Tony says, definitely need to cash in on quarterback frenzy coming into 2026. Draft, rookie contract, gets you a lot of money for player retention, Fashanu, McDonald, etc. Yeah, that's kind of my thinking. Even if you like Fields and you want to keep him beyond this year, I still think it's probably a wise move to at least have someone waiting in the wings. That's something I think is pretty important when it comes to where you go at the quarterback position. Rather have 2 cracks at it. Zachary, did you hear Justin Fields had Jets South in Florida? I did. And guess what? Your boys got the names right here. So Zach Kuntz, Josh Reynolds, Tyler Johnson, Xavier Gipson, and Malachi Corley, the top tier wide receivers for the New York Jets, all tricked out with Justin Fields doing things, catching passes and whatnot. Now, look, obviously Garrett Wilson was looking for a contract, so he wasn't there. Mason Taylor was not under contract yet, so he wasn't there. Alan Lazard not being there. I don't know. It's not the names I'd necessarily love to have at this practice, but hey, I'm just happy he's organizing guys together and getting dudes, maybe on the same page. Josh Reynolds, I think, is going to have a big time impact on this season. And then obviously we're hoping for a good amount from Malachi Corley. Kuntz, I don't think is going to make this roster. I'm not even so sure he makes the practice squad anymore, but we shall see. We shall see. Rich, nice seeing here. Oreo says, if Breece Hall doesn't eclipse 1,000 yards this year, I don't think the Jets re-sign him, but honestly, with Allen, I think we'll be fine. If I'm being honest, I don't care if Breece Hall gets 1,000 yards. Talking about 1,000 yards on the ground is what I'm assuming you're talking about. Because if I could get 900 yards from Breece Hall on the ground and 900 yards from Breece Hall through the air, or even 500 yards through Breece Hall through the air, that's 1,400 yards. That's a lot of yards that I think doesn't have to be all on the ground. I view Breece more as like obviously a running back, but could be pass catcher number 2 out of the backfield. So I see what you're saying, but I don't necessarily agree. I think the Jets are probably not likely to retain Breece anyway. I think when they're looking at all their money and the strength of the running back room, I would be surprised if they held on to him, which does sadden me because I think Breece is our best running back here. Cameron, what's good, dude? This leadership group is showing a professional approach. Don't draw things out. Let me just switch over to the screen. Don't draw things out or using the media against the player. Just keep it quiet and sign the players you need to sign. Yes. Oh, man. Between Glenn not giving Samini and some of the other beat guys the juicy morsels that they're looking for to write these clickbait articles, and Muji just being a silent assassin of contracts between Sherwood and Garrett and Sauce. Like, this is really nice. I'd love to see us like go into the season. They're like, oh yeah, AVT's locked up and John Simpson's locked up. Like, just get the bullshit out of the way. It's been the longest time since we were actually proactive in signing our guys. So I'm on board with this. And Cameron, I could not agree more that this is a very professional approach from a team that's not used to that approach. Andrew says we need Breece back to form. If Breece can't get better with this O-line, he has to go. Fine. I'm of the mindset that Breece, if you're not going to re-sign him, should be traded before the deadline or at the deadline or during the draft. This is year 4, so his contract's up. Or you're gonna have to either franchise tag him or trade him at the deadline or extend him. It's one of those 3. If you're not going to do the franchise tag and you're not going to extend him, then you have to trade him. Tyler Johnson had a photo guy, took pics. Yeah, I did. I saw some photographs of it. Just thought of him doing it. Breece, is that what you're talking about? I think you're talking about Breece. Oreo says, I'm also hearing the Jets are top 5 team to land Terry McLaurin if he becomes available. Thoughts on this, and should we pursue? I don't buy this for a second. I really like Terry McLaurin. I'd be pumped if we got him on this team, but I don't think we're paying $30 million for wide receiver 2, or even if you want to call Garrett wide receiver 2, I don't think you're paying 2 wide receivers a total of like $60 million per year on an annual average salary. That would very much surprise me, but if you could get him, sure, yeah, on board. I think he's probably more likely to go end up in like Buffalo or something like that. Basically anywhere in the AFC is probably whoever's going to give him the most, right? Like, not him the most, but whoever is going to give up the most to get him. Oh, look at that. We can see the numbers next to our names for how we rank in the chat. That's right. This is new stuff. Brought to you by YouTube. It's throwing me for a loop because I'm still getting used to it from last week. I see Isaiah Davis being a great running back. He is both Breece Hall and Braylon Allen combined. I don't see that, but I like Isaiah Davis. I think Breece is special. When I watch him run, not so much last year, I'll admit, but the 2 years prior when he was healthy is just, he's something special. He just has like another gear. He glides across the field. Andrew agrees. Breece is so underrated. I think he is. Because of his pass catching. Yes, I agree. Rico, Alvin Kamara never rushed for 1,000 yards. Still a great back in his prime. Really? He never rushed for 1,000 yards? I did not know that. Alvin Kamara. Should have typed in stats. Now I got to scroll down a little bit. Rushing. No way. Yeah. Never rushed for 1,000 yards. But he consistently has 1,500, almost 1,600, 1,300, almost 1,700, 1,300, 1,300, 1,100, almost 1,500 last year. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm looking at all-purpose yards. I could give two hoots about it being rushing yards. If Garrett Wilson signed a mega deal to be a wide receiver and he had 300 yards receiving, but he had 1,200 yards on the ground or something stupid like that, I'd say, damn, he's good. Like, I don't care. It doesn't matter. He's a weapon. Jacob really likes Muji. I'm a fan so far. I like the moves he's made. Jay Burney, what week do you think we start seeing AZ Thomas over Brandon Stevens? Watch Bootleg Football Ravens overview, and they were bashing Jets for Stevens signing. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people rip on the Jets for the Stevens signing. I'll admit I was not a huge fan of it at the time. My hope is that Aaron Glenn knows secondary players and just sees the potential that this guy has, and for some reason Baltimore didn't capture what his best attributes were. That's my only hope. I really like AZ Thomas. I know Dom really likes AZ Thomas. We talked about him a lot in our draft show, pre-draft. I think the kid's going to be really good. I think halfway through the season, tail end of the season, is probably when you start seeing him get some more playing time. I don't think he's going to like start over Stevens unless they're like really true about potentially playing the best player. I think the contract's going to basically slot in Stevens over Thomas, but that's fine, taking a little bit of time to get him going. I'm not terribly concerned. Wimmy, I must admit, this offseason seems very different. We finally have good leadership. Yeah, we didn't go after the high-priced free agents. Obviously, you know, maybe you don't love the Stevens contract. Maybe you don't love the contract we gave Fields. Like, I feel like it's a little ticky-tacky. It's not like over-the-top crazy money that we've thrown around in previous years or crazy trades or the talk of the town. Like, Jets are slowly doing things the right way. I like this. AJ, we need to wait till mid to late season for AVT because of the injury concern. I agree. I would be, if you're not going to use your franchise tag on Breece, I would be fine with using it on AVT because I don't think they're going to use it on Quincy. Yeah. Andrew, Breece being fresh later in the year is a plus. Yeah, I like having a lot of strong running backs and getting that extended duration of the normal wear and tear. Wild Wave, I love how Muji is going about the roster. You draft well. You pay your homegrown. You don't build a team through free agency. Yes, it's been such a like driving factor for me that pisses me off is like the Jets paying tons of money to outside free agents and we don't pay our own guys. So us actually paying our own guys with the regime coming in shows that the guys are bought in, the staff's bought in, and they're not just trying to like recycle everyone to build their own image. So I like this a lot. Tony says Quinn and Sauce, Garrett, Fashanu, Titman, Membu, Carter, Taylor, McDonald, and hopefully JJ plus AVT and Simpson extensions are the core. Did I miss anyone? I don't think so. Off the top of my head. McDonald? No, McDonald's in there. I think you're good then. And then we're obviously hoping Sherwood maybe? Hopefully Sherwood. I'll throw that name in there. Hope so, right? But I agree with your stance. That's the real core in there. AG is no punk, says Rich. I agree. You know, let's switch over to the AG slide that I got. So then we can at least, not so much for AG, but for training camp schedules and whatnot. There you can see the upcoming schedule, report day. Scary Terry would not want to come here. No way. I agree. If he's all about his stats or anything, I would say Justin Fields trying to divvy it up between two players is probably not the best way to go. Greg, we need interceptions, god dang it. God damn it. God dag nabbit. Dag nabbit. Wow, that took me way longer to say than it should have. I agree. I completely agree. Let's see. Duncan. I'm in the minority, but I didn't like the Sauce deal for a guy who's regressed, not an interception type cornerback, poor tackling, more penalties. And now with DJ gone, he covers number 1 each game. I'm hoping I'm wrong. So let's move off the Glenn one and go back to Sauce because I don't necessarily disagree with you, Duncan. And I don't think this is a bad take to have. I do believe that Sauce Gardner is the type of player that you pay from a personality standpoint, a homegrown. Like when you drafted Sauce at 4, you were saying this is what a New York Jet is. Since that time, 2 All-Pros, like first in like virtually every metric. We have seen the Sauce chart. You guys seen it. Bam, look at that. No one even remotely close to Sauce Gardner when it comes to, yards per snap or whatever. I think even touchdowns given up is like he's in like the other end of the quadrant, like all the way down at the bottom, which is like really good. So Sauce has done nothing but been top of the line for his position. And then like I get the knock on the interceptions, right? Like I think other teams would have paid Sauce this exact same amount of money, no questions asked. I think you're fair to have the criticism of, hey, we're not forcing turnovers. You have to be able to generate turnovers. There's probably more value in a lower priced guy that's better at generating turnovers. But Sauce is a Jet. He's what embodies what we want to be a Jet. Him and Garrett, offensive, defensive rookie of the year. Like this guy stuck through the bad times of the Jets and wants to be here through what he hopes will be the the good times of the Jets with Justin Fields and beyond that. So I get it. I understand the penalties were elevated last year. He didn't get as many calls as all of us were kind of hoping for. But the contract, because it's a 4-year extension and we're living through years 4 and 5 on his rookie deal, the deal itself, while it is a lot, is not a bad deal at all. So I'm very happy with this. AJ says we should trade for some young high-end number 3 wide receivers like Dobbs, Naylor, or Jennings. I like the idea of going for a young wide receiver with some upside. I would say I'm less inclined to go trade for one. Free agency or veteran cutdown day is more my line of thinking because I'm more about wide receiver 2 by committee and wide receiver 3 even less so. I'd rather guys just be gadget dudes. Arian Smith can take the top off of a defense. Corley's gonna, be your gadget guy, or Gibson will be your gadget guy, whatever. Lazard's gonna be your blocking guy. So I think there's roles for everyone. I don't know if I necessarily need to, I'm not totally crazy about trading assets that we may need to use on a quarterback next year for a number 3 wide receiver. I think they want Brees to run like Gibbs, angry over gliding. Yeah, I mean that would be great, right? Like Gibbs is a stud. So if they can get that out of Brees, perfect. If they can't get that out of Brees, then they'll trade him or he'll walk at the end of the year. Brees the Beast. Just saying, Brees gets me hyped up. Yeah, man. When he took the rock, what was it? The first or second play of week 1 2 years ago, dude, I thought we were going to the Super Bowl. Then the Achilles snapped. Brees has some Montgomery and Gibbs in him. Andrew Yale, running back by committee, including Fields, need O-line to be as advertised. Yeah, the addition of Justin Fields with the 3 running backs we already have is just lethal. Just has some real potent potential here. So I'm very much excited with where this offense is headed. If JD was here, he would have traded for Kirk Cousins. No, I don't think he would have. I think a lot of the Rodgers stuff was, in my opinion, doing what they felt was best to win with the roster we had. And I agree with it. I think Rodgers was the correct swing of the bat, given all the information we had at the time of doing it. Obviously, in hindsight, you go with Baker Mayfield instead. But Dude, I started this whole channel wanting Kirk. Kirk was my guy back in 2018 or whenever he was a free agent. All I know is we have 2.5 weeks till we see Jets players on the football field again. Well, we'll get to see some clips. But yes, we'll have preseason week 1. Or no, are you saying 2.5 weeks for green and white scrimmage? Maybe that's what we're saying. I can't go to the green and white scrimmage, so if one of you guys can go to the green and white scrimmage, let me know. Because if you can film the game itself, if that's possible, I would be totally pumped. And I'll put together a little, set of clips and everything from it to put out so everyone can kind of watch and see what we're looking at. E-Rock, what's good, dude? Sauce, let's effing go. Can't wait, says Rich. Shield, is the season over if Aaron drops 70 on the Jets week 1? I really hope that's not the case. I'm going to be in the building with Matt and Greenbean, and I very much want us to take Rodgers to church. Just get him down on his knees and just beat the ever-loving shit out of him. That's what I want. That's what I want to see. Jay Burney, do we know if Glenn is calling the defense this year or Wilkes? I think it's going to be Wilkes. I think Glenn is only focusing on coaching. Rep NY, great content. Thank you. Tony agrees. Sherwood should have been on his list. Can't wait for tomorrow. I agree. Last time we saw a Jets player on the field was January 5th. It's been a minute. If the Jets grab a quarterback in 2026, they can go all in on trading for future draft assets for an absolute star. Ohio State star. Smith, Ohio State, Williams, Alabama, maybe an edge. Are you talking about 2027? I don't know when those other guys are coming out. But I do agree. I think quarterback's going to happen next year. Buffalo Jet fan broke down both new deals. They are very mostly team friendly, except like one max money season each. Yeah. Oh yeah. I love both these contracts. You know what? Let's pull them up right now while I'm sitting here. We'll go over some Sauce contracts. God, I always type in Sauce in over the cap, and he never comes up. It's like his name isn't actually Sauce. They lied to me. All right. Why is this not? Boom, boom. All right. Let's go back to this. Let's add the Sauce deal onto here. Okay. So we're looking at Sauce's contract. Look pretty. Bam. All right. So obviously 2025 and 2026. You know what I can do? I can add a little who's what's it? Can I do this? Let's do this. We're going to do border. How do I do that? Shape, square. Sorry, I'm trying to create a little pointer here so we can discuss this stuff together without me trying to find the fucking arrow that I had in here. Okay. So obviously 2025 and 2026 are Sauce's rookie contracts. So you can see the guaranteed money technically is done after 2026. But I would imagine each year he plays, so there's option bonuses, right? So 2026, when we come around, $4 million, more than likely, and they haven't added the little notes to the side column here yet. But this $4 million option bonus will kick down to here for 2027. That would be my guess. Or maybe he gets $29 million next year. And then usually what happens in these deals is when you get to 2026, 2027 is guaranteed. When you get to 2027, 2028 is guaranteed. When you get to 2028, 2029 is guaranteed. And I think you're going to see that in that same kind of capacity. Now, that's sort of where you see all these different option bonuses. They're going to trigger each year. And as far as a base salary, you're talking really nothing. $5 million next year in base salary, $14 million the year after that, 19.2. This will probably 28, 29 is really like his two biggest years. So 29 million, 30, I guess 38.9 million. This is the year that the guaranteed money, I believe, or no, maybe this is, you know what? Hold on, option bonus. I think there's an option bonus in one of these years that triggers across all the rest. I think that's what it is, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just read his terms on the side. I'm on Gardner side, a 4-year extension with the Jets, fully guaranteed at signing. Gardner receives $13 million, $20 million option bonus in 2026, and $10 million option bonus in 27. So I guess maybe these are broken up. I don't know how these are broken up. I'm a little confused on this. But salary cap wise, it's kind of okay. Like when you get to 2029, you're going to be restructuring him anyway. You're going to extend him and that you're going to drop that cap number down, assuming you still want him on your team at age 29. I would think you would. And he'll get his second contract. Let's take a look at the Garrett Wilson one. There, I'm gonna hide that. Let's go over to Garrett. All right, so this is Garrett's deal. So Garrett signed a 4-year, $130 million contract, essentially making $150 million over the course of the next 6 seasons. You can see their contracts are roughly similar in that they have a very similar option bonus through here and through here. Obviously, this is the signing bonus. They kind of signed like the same deal, as weird as that sounds. Technically, Sauce's deal was 4 years, 120. I think Sauce is getting $10 million more on his 5th-year option or something along those lines. They're both essentially signed for like the same amount. Salary caps are going to look pretty similar. Like Garrett gets up a little bit earlier in 2028, and his stays 35, 36, 38 million. Now his, if you look at these little pencil marks right here, that's kind of what I'm talking about. I think they updated his contract on this end. So in 2026, as of March 15th of 2026, his 2027 salary becomes fully guaranteed. So March 15th, this salary becomes guaranteed. March 15th of 2027, this salary gets fully guaranteed. So I would think if you're the Jets, you may not want to see him on a base salary of $27, $28, and $32.5 million in these 3 years. So the trigger here is, hey, this salary is guaranteed, but we're going to restructure your deal to drop that cap hit. And that's how this ultimately is going to shake out. And I am very, very happy with these types of contracts. I am totally good with guys being locked in. And look, if they don't perform well, because of the lack of guaranteed money, if he were traded, let's say, and I'm not saying we want to trade him at all, but if he were traded, he'd be traded at a $27 million cap hit in 2028, which obviously 3 years from now is going to look like chump change with Jamar Chase already getting $40 million a year. So these contracts are very, very favorable from a team perspective. And obviously pay the guys like the top players like they are at their positions. So very pleased with the Jets and these signings. I think we should stick with what we have. New system. Let's evaluate the roster and see what we have next year. Focus on players' need. Yes, I agree. 100% agree, Wild Wave. Evaluation year. Keep your assets till next year. I would even be fine if they wanted to say like, hey, we don't know if some of these players that are currently on this team are deserving of a contract anyway. Simpson, AVT potentially being one of those guys. Quincy potentially being one of those guys. Let's see if they fit the defense, and then we'll, figure out if we're going to dish out more money. Now, offensive line's probably a little less moving pieces, but I like them. I like what we're doing so far, and I like this mindset. James says, I think AG and Muji have more faith in Engstrand than they do the wide receiver room. Detroit has had just Amon-Ra St. Brown, then the running backs and tight end. It's not faith in wide receivers we have. It's knowing he can maximize them. I mean, to be fair, they did draft Jameson Williams in the first round coming off an ACL. So it's not like they didn't try to do that. And they did trade up to get Jamar Gibbs. Like they absolutely loaded that offense with talent. So I'll say this. I do have a lot of faith in Tanner Engstrand. I think he's my favorite coaching hire that we had this past year. I love that he called plays for like 7 years in college. I think the skill set of knowing how to call plays, even if it's not the same level of competition, is an acquired skill, and just getting someone who's never called plays to then be offensive coordinator just because he's the next hot name on the list is more of a concern to me than what Engstrand is here. So I have a pretty decent amount of hope for Engstrand. So I'm good with that. Joshua, you think Isaiah Davis takes a leap later in the season? I hope so. Especially if Brees gets traded, I think him and Allen will see a lot of playing time. Harry W., what's good, dude? Good to see you back in the chat. Howdy, folks. Training camp again. Wash, rinse, repeat. Glad to be back. Let's be honest, Woody let Rodgers run the organization. Yeah, look, and I'll be honest, I would have signed up for it if I didn't say it. I would have said it 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Like, hey, we've tried everything and we've sucked for like the better half of 50 years. So if you're telling me former MVP coming in, wants to play for us, we have offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year, our defense looks like it's loaded. If he just plays average football, we're good. So yeah, I would have done the same thing. It sucks and it exploded in our face, but you know what? I don't blame him for giving it a shot. And now you just kind of swing the pendulum back the other way. So I don't know. I'm not a Woody fan, but I think I think it's hard to knock him for the Rodgers stuff. And then I really think Woody like fucked around a lot last year, and that part I don't love. Jets Packers August 9th at 8 p.m., 2.5 weeks from now. Ah, that's what it is. Okay. For some reason, I didn't remember who we were playing the first week. I know we play Philly the third week of the preseason. I know we play the Giants the second week of the preseason. Completely forgot about the Packers. Did you see the Steelers and Packers are playing on Sunday Night Football, and the Steelers are wearing some crazy uniforms? I shouldn't say crazy. They look kind of like the Killer Bee uniforms, but like I guess a little older than that. Look like they're wearing burlap sacks for pants. Harlan says, where I live now have the dog days of summer. Dude, it sucks. It gets hot. It was hot up here like, I don't know, a week ago. Today was beautiful, though. Today was really, really nice. All right, guys, before I get too far into it, I want to get your thoughts. We'll do a little call-in action and whatnot. I do just want to thank the sponsor of today's stream, Atlas. All right. Be real for a second. You've been using the same razor since what? High school, college? You've moved on. It's time for your razor to do the same. That's where House of Atlas comes in. House of Atlas is the newest shaving brand on the block. From the creators of Athena Club, a leading women's razor brand my wife swears by. So, they know what they're doing. It's hands down the best looking razor I've ever owned. Sleek, weighted, premium. But more importantly, the shave is next level. 5 precision engineered blades. Let me see. Oh, you probably don't want to see the hairs in that. Can you see the hairs in that? I don't know if you can see the hairs in that. Bam. Probably a little bit. Whoops. 5 precision engineered blades. And a high performance serum strip that glides smoother than anything I've ever used. First of all, this Atlas looks sleek. I don't know what color this is, but it's like jet green. Check it. Basically matches everything else in my office. I love it. Truly one of the better looking razors that I've ever had. Blades are stabilized and don't bend under pressure. Reinforced with welded steel for a smooth shave with no irritation. The blade head has 5 US-made stainless steel blades that glide right through facial hair. The coolest part is the precision trim edge that's revealed by flipping back. The serum strip for straight edges detailing allows you to get right under your nose and right up to the sideburns. Where's my, hold on. Bam. I just flip it up. See? Where's my camera? Bam. Bam. Precision. my friends. I've also been loving their shave cream, thick formula that shows me where I'm shaving and leaves my skin baby bottom soft. And the premium razor kit comes with a magnetic storage hook that you can attach to your bathroom mirror or medicine cabinet for easy storage. And now for a limited time, they're offering 20% off site-wide plus free shipping at houseofatlas.com. Just use code JETSTALK at checkout. That's HOUSEOFTATLAS.com with promo code JETSTALK for 20% off everything. And House of Atlas is now available at Target stores nationwide. So getting your grooming game on point has never been easier. Stop wasting money and time on shaving products that don't look good, aren't effective, and cost way too much. Visit House of Atlas today. Trust me, you'll love it as much as I do. Boys and girls, we're going to do the final little bit here. We'll do some call-ins. Talk to you a little bit about the stuff going on in the Jet sphere. Drop the call-in link there. Got to pull up my... There's that. I don't have a pinned comment yet, but I will pin that momentarily. And call-in show is live. So you guys can call in if you'd like to chat. We're going to do a quick 3-minute timer, and then your ass gets ejected. Oh, God, you know where my head's at right now. Cooked, baby. Let's go over to our first caller. Cameron. Well, hold on. It's been a minute. Cameron! What's good, dude?
Hello.
Nice to talk to you.
Tried to upgrade my setup so you can hear me better.
I hear you loud and clear. That's a great microphone you got there.
Yeah. You know, I've watched you and the other professionals and thought, I need to do something myself.
Step up the game. I like it, Cameron. How you feeling about training camp?
I mean, you feel optimistic every year. You go in with a blind confidence because you look at the roster and you look at, the upcoming opponents and you think, okay, there's some wins there on the table, but until they step between the lines and injuries take place and all the things that are going to happen, you're going to ride the high as long as it lasts and then see what happens from there. It's all we got.
Yeah, I mean, that's really it. I try to make excuses like the entire time, like, oh, yeah, the running defense was pretty bad, but I'm sure we'll get someone like at camp cutdown day, or we've added this much amount of meat on the D line across all the signings we've had. It's got to be better. Well, the back end is filled in with safeties, and the linebackers look like they're coming back. And, I rationalize all this stuff in my head, and then I'm like,
right.
Oh, 9 wins all day. 9 wins all day. Meanwhile, like 6 months ago, I'm saying,
Steelers.
6 wins is my litmus test.
We should just trade for Shamar Stewart at this point. The Bengals clearly don't want him. So, if we want to add something to the D-line, just see if they'll give him up.
I wonder what it would cost if you'd probably have to give up at least a second-round pick, I think.
Really? I mean, I would think a third. They're essentially giving him away at this point to Texas A&M, so you might as well. I'll give you a third and see if you can just have them.
I mean, that would be sick. Dude, I don't know. We may not have do we not have a third? I feel like we don't have a third this year. Or maybe it's not.
Did we trade a third? Okay.
I think we lost one of our picks. I think it's the Devontae pick. I could be wrong, though.
I thought I think that might have been a third. That's right. Yeah.
I could be wrong. Or you know what? Maybe it's the Hassan Reddick one. Was that this year or last year?
That was last year. That's why they made some moves in the draft to add picks, because I thought it was Hassan, because Reddick, they lost it.
Yeah, you know what? I don't remember.
But I mean, I'm optimistic. I have tempered expectations for Fields. I want him to play well. It's not hard to remember what he was at Ohio State, so the potential is certainly there. We know what Breece Hall can do. We know Garrett Wilson will be happy.
We gave up a 3rd-round pick this year to Philadelphia, so we don't have a 3rd-round pick.
Okay. It's a joke no matter what, but it's the idea that if they don't want him, why would we take him? But, I mean, in terms of the guys that are actually on the roster, I think we do have a solid roster. I hope the left and right tackle hold it up. I know they're young. There's going to be some growing pains. But you get excited for training camp because it's football season again.
You're damn right, Cameron. You bet.
Have a good one, Brian.
You're out of here.
From the cockpit. Thanks so much for calling in, Cameron. Always a pleasure to talk to you. Oh, we've got one of my favorites. You know, I didn't think he was coming back. He told me he wasn't coming back, but I think he wants just a little bit more pain. We've got our buddy Mike joining the show. What's up, Mike?
If this lags out, I'm sorry. My Wi-Fi is kind of trash, and it's been trash, and I'm not fixing it.
It's all good.
I'm gonna be honest. Beat the Steelers week fucking 1. That's the season. It's right there. It doesn't matter what we talk about. If they lose the Steelers, the storylines will never end. The regime gets screwed. Like, it's beat fucking the Steelers. And also, I'm not saying hurt Rodgers, like physically injure him, but I want him to look like he did against Minnesota when he's barely getting up for getting knocked down and you think he's injured, but then he hobbles back out there and he plays like shit. I want that Rodgers. I want us to break him in week 1 so that he can't, so that everyone knows that we were right. Like, this game is the most important game in a long time in terms of week 1 for the Jets because it sets the whole entire season. Because if you lose, it's all going to be, oh, look, they couldn't do it with Rodgers, and it's not Rodgers, it's them, and you're going to have to hear it all freaking year. Week 1 is critically important for the regime itself. With that being said, I actually like the roster, and I kind of overhyped myself going into this year after looking at everything. Like, oh, yeah, we're going to run the ball, ground and pound. We're going to beat the shit out of teams. It's like, yeah, it's easy to get excited. Sauce Gardner, great extension. Garrett Wilson, you got to be happy about that because it's like if you don't re-sign them, it ends up costing you $40 million down the road. Like, it's genius now to just – if you got guys who are good, sign them early. And you reap the rewards later on in the deal. Like, don't complain about those contracts, guys, right now. Maybe 2 years we can, but right now those are really good deals.
I want Sauce to get an interception on Rodgers in the worst way week 1.
You know what? People are saying, oh, the Stevenson deal is terrible. Guys, we were running a zone last year. Sauce is a man-to-man guy. Lock him up with someone, actually have him travel, and then what you can do is you roll the safety over to help Stevenson, and oh my God, holy shit, it's a concept. It's a scheme. It's amazing what we can do when you have fucking coaching. It's a scheme. And I swear to God, if I have to watch an archaic offense, like, I want to see some weird shit this year. And not by weird, I'm asking for Braylon Allen and Breece Hall in the backfield together because, my God, it worked the one game we did it and we never did it again. I'm just asking for some cool things. I want to see us try things. I don't want to see an 80s offense. I want to see motion. I want to see things actually work that are supposed to work in this modern-day NFL that we don't do because we are 50 years behind the 8 ball. It's just like, I think there's a chance to have a fun season. I'm not saying we're going to win 10 games, 9 games. I understand the hype is there. We could. I think it's a 6-7 win season, but I think it's a fun 6-7 wins where there's actually hope at the end of the tunnel and not disaster and we're like, this sucks.
I'm not looking for this franchise to be married at the end of the year. I want like my slutty freshman year. That's what I want. Give me some
It's an
fun.
evaluation.
It's an
evaluation year. Yeah, it's an evaluation year. Let's have fun. Let's see what we got. Let's evaluate some guys. Let's figure out the quarterback situation and just fucking beat the Steelers and kill Rodgers. I can't stand that fucking asshole. I'm out of here, but goddamn it, I'm back.
That's it. You're out of here.
Mike, oh, thank you so much. Always, always, always appreciated to have you call in. Boys and girls, got about 5 minutes left in this stream. Try to go through the chat, talk a little bit to you guys. Let's see. You know what? Let me hop over to here, and I'll just kind of recap some of the trending stories. Because maybe I'll clip this and make it a shorter, shorter video as well. All right. All right. So heading into training camp, we got a lot of stories. Obviously, Sauce Gardner gets his 4-year, $120 million extension that tacks on to the back years of his rookie contract. So essentially get paid, I think it's like $25 million a year is sort of what the math works out to be on an annual average salary. Number 1 across the board in so many different categories. And you guys have absolutely seen the chart. The chart with Sauce Gardner all the way up in that top corner. That's a good thing, boys and girls. That's a very, very good thing. Contract-wise, here's where the salary cap hits are all the way on the back end over there under cap number. And guaranteed money, not too shabby. You're looking all right. Now, the Jets are obviously going to have to restructure this at some point in the future, probably looking at 2028 or 2029 when that salary cap starts to balloon a little bit. But that is a problem for future Jets, not this year. You obviously get Garrett Wilson signed, 4 years, $130 million. He becomes the 7th highest paid or 5th highest paid? I think I have it on here. He is 5th highest paid wide receiver on an annual average salary. And he's the only one at 25 other than Jamar Chase. 25 years old, that is. You got Jamar at $40 million, Justin Jefferson $35 million, CeeDee Lamb $34 million, DK $39.99, basically $33, and then Garrett Wilson at $32.5. I'm not upset with this contract. I think both deals were very, very good deals for the New York Jets, so I'm pleasantly surprised. Mason Taylor gets himself his rookie deal officially signed as of, I think it was Fridays when this deal came across the ticker. Maybe it was Thursday. Whenever rookies were starting to report to camp. Now he gets 91% of his deal guaranteed. The holdup on this contract, I had no issues with Mason Taylor. I thought for sure he was going to be in camp regardless. The holdup was Cleveland and Houston gave their contracts for their second-round picks fully guaranteed deals. So every other second-round pick down the board decided to wait and try to get that same kind of deal. And that's all agents that are doing it. I'm not holding any of these players like, oh, this guy's a jerk for wanting more money. Like, nah, it's cool. And it's nice to go into the season, into training camp, knowing you have your guys locked in. So it's a very, very good feeling coming from a Jet team that like never really has that happen. We always have some kind of drama and bullshit going. So I'm excited for Mason Taylor and seeing what he brings to the table. Hopefully that family lineage bodes well for the New York Jets in the tight end position. Jermaine Johnson, looking pretty healthy. Now he is going to start on the PUP list. Jermaine says, I will be on the PUP because the team wants to move slow to be safe, which I agree with, not because I'm not ready. All is well. I showed this video earlier, but you guys take a look at this. His workout video, he starts running at 19 miles per hour, 19 miles an hour. Absolutely wild. For a guy coming off an Achilles tear, this is someone that I think we should all be very, very excited about. I'm a huge fan of Jermaine Johnson. So the faster this guy can get on the field, honestly, if at the end of the season we know Jermaine's back to 100%, that's like almost as big of a success as I could have had this entire season. Jermaine's recovery is something I'm going to be keeping a very, very close eye on. Then you got Justin Fields having his camp. The Jets South, I guess. I think they did it in Georgia. Zach Kuntz, Josh Reynolds, Tyler Johnson, Xavier Gibson, Malachi Corley. Who's who list of wide receivers for the New York Jets. Clearly, Garrett Wilson was looking for a contract during this point. You had Mason Taylor was not under contract at this point, so those two guys probably would not have been there anyway. I would have liked to see Lazard there, but maybe he's getting traded to the Steelers. Who knows? All this crazy stuff. I do like that Josh Reynolds was there. I think that's a good pickup. Malachi Corley. Those are kind of the two I expect to see a little bit more of this season than some of the other guys. But hey, you know what? Just being the leader and having guys out and about and training, I'm on board with that. That brings us to Aaron Glenn and the Jets training camp schedule. Obviously, guys report at 3 p.m. tomorrow at the Atlantic Health Jets training camp center. There's the word I'm looking for. 3 p.m. tomorrow, and then 8:30 a.m. on Wednesdays when practices actually get underway. Friday is an open practice to the fans. Saturday is the considered NFL back together. I wish I could be going to any of these, but unfortunately I've got, I shouldn't say unfortunately, I'm going on vacation. I get to relax. You might get some, maybe you get some videos from the beach or something like that in the next little bit. Then green and white scrimmage or green and white practice is scheduled for Saturday, August 2nd. So a week from this Saturday. And then our preseason games the following Saturday, Jets versus Packers at Lambeau Field. And then Jets at Giants at MetLife, we're the away team. And then Jets at Philadelphia. Do we not have one home game? Is that true? I thought Jets Philadelphia. Oh, no, it's Jets Philadelphia at MetLife. I was going to say, I thought the Philly game was a home game for us. So, look, lots of stuff going on here for our New York Jets. I'm excited for training camp to get underway. We're back with the Talkin' Jets panel this week. talking a little Jets tomorrow, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, myself, O'Leary, and Green Bean. If you guys haven't done so already and you want to get in on the ticket group buy for $2.99, get you a ticket to the game week 1. The tickets in our section are literally going for like $285. So like $2.99 is a pretty sweet deal. You get the tailgate included. Food, drink, music, games. Courtesy of Tailgate Joe. You get entered into our jersey giveaway, and you get post-game field access following the game. So we get to go down on the field of MetLife. I'm excited. Oh, football's back, baby. I'm amped up. I'm looking forward to it. Boys and girls, if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button. It goes a long way towards showing people that are tuning into this show after the fact that maybe they should have caught it a little bit earlier. I'll be back here 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock tomorrow with you guys on the Talking Jets channel. This is Jets Talk, signing off. Jets.